something went wrong. Something unexpected happened. Something didn't go according to plan because there was something that interrupted it, that messed things up, that put a bump in the road, that put an obstacle in your path to your goal. So what do? Do you panic? Of course, many of us panic. You get jittery, you get that feeling, and it starts to rise, that anxiety. And before we know it, we're doing things that don't really make us move toward getting our goal and getting through that obstacle. Hey everyone, Dr. Jones here again with another one of your weekly video messages. And this one is about that nasty old word, panic, that many of us do, right? Something happens and we've planned and something comes up and gets in the way. We panic. We start to get edgy. We get jumpy. We even kind of get a bad attitude and maybe a little snappy with those around us. But that doesn't help anything. We make quick decisions without a lot of thought. And then before we know it, not only do we have the issue that went wrong, now we have a bigger mess, a nastier knot to untie, all because we didn't step back, think about where we were, think about what happened, analyzed how to get through it, and then pushed on towards our goal. And so that's what I want to mention to you. See, panic is something normal. It's a feeling, it's a thought that pushes its way into our brain, into our heart, and makes us react instead of respond. So how do we fight against that? You see, when something comes up that we don't want, we didn't expect, that looks like it's going to veer us off our path, what we need to do is we need to stop. We just need to stop. We have to have a strategy, whatever personal strategy that is for you, that makes you take a moment, step back. You know, it's the good old count to 10. Well, some of us don't need to count to 10. Maybe it's 5. Maybe you have some type of trinket you look at or picture you imagine in your mind, but just something to make you pause. And then take a couple deep breaths. You know, I do some presentations now and then, and even before I present, and I don't typically get nervous or, you know, that baseline feeling of panic, I take 3 deep breaths from your diaphragm, from my diaphragm before I start. And now it's more of a habit than anything. Nerves are cool, everything's smooth. So when you start to feel that, count to 10. Take some deep breaths and then realize that things will come up, and then analyze maybe why that came up or how you respond to that in a thoughtful way that lets you move forward, continue to be successful, and reach your goals. So this is what I want you to do. This is a challenge. Next time that feeling comes up, you start to get anxious. You start to panic a little bit. I want you to do a couple things. I want you to count to 10. Maybe it's another strategy that you use. I want you to take 3 deep breaths from your diaphragm, not from your chest, that doesn't work, from your diaphragm, before you continue. And then I want you to look at exactly what came up, think about why, which the answer could be that's just the way some things are, which is a whole nother video. But think about why it came up. Think about how you can respond to it, how you can get around it, over it, or through it to continue your successful push towards reaching your goals and a greater level of success. So that's it. Those 3 things. You always want to respond and be thoughtful, but you got to calm yourself down first before you can do that. Well, that's it. That's all I've got for this week. Hopefully that lasts far into the future and serves you in a way that you find valuable enough to share with other people. I always appreciate you listening. I never take it for granted. And remember, as always, be purposeful with your breathing and your thoughts especially. Act with integrity and continue to build your character. You have a great week.